Hi, and welcome back to Wicked Ones Tarot. My name's Carmen. Today we're going to do a reading for Capricorn. And in the pre-shuffle, honestly, the cards went everywhere. I got the Six of Wands in the reverse, the Nine of Swords in the reverse, and the Four of Swords. So I feel like you've had a little bit of a mess to clean up. It's been a little bit frustrating. You may have felt like with the Six of Wands in the reverse, there was a sense of failure here, or things didn't go the way that you thought they would. But the Nine of Swords in the reverse feels like a turning point for you where you realize, you know what, whatever happened, happened. I do know that I can recover from this. I can find a way out of this situation. So I feel like things are getting better for you, and it happens as a result of maybe some boundaries coming down or your willingness to open up, because we have from the spiritual AF deck, your brain speaks total fuckery unless you turn your soul on. So somebody is kind of coming back to life. If you've ever seen any of those like nature documentaries on the, God, I want to say it's like the Alaskan frog, who literally can be in like a death state for a couple of weeks during the coldest months. You're like coming out of hibernation. You're unthawing, thawing, whatever it is, because things are starting to be a little bit more tolerable for you. Things seem more doable. Good morning, Joanna. How are you doing? Calling in a little spirit. Sorry, that was extra loud. You guys, please feel free to yell at me if I get a little bit too chimey. What is it? Saturday? Happy Saturday. I hope you guys have some fun weekend plans to enjoy. This is the Fairy Lenormand. What else do we have for Capricorn? The bouquet. I like it. So for some of you, there is like a sharp contrast from what you've been going through, maybe feeling a little bit lonely or a little bit neglected. Hello there, Pirate. How are you doing? There is a reward waiting for you. I feel like you've been really patient through some difficult situations with people in particular that you weren't really expecting them to be capable of what it was that happened. But there is a renewal here. Just like I said with the tree frog, things are brightening up. The sun is coming back out for you, and this could be a relationship that feels more on par with your energy than what you've experienced before, because we have the ring coming out. So this is like a pretty romantic pairing here. And there's also lilies in this bouquet. So there's a sense that you're finding peace or tranquility. Maybe the holidays or even, some sort of travel is helping you to feel a little bit more centered or grounded. So the first one out is the fox and the stork. Okay. For some reason, I feel like it's really important. We've got the fox coming out and then the stork. It's like, for some of you, this is a warning that there is somebody that is going to try to disorient you or distract you from something really good coming in for you here, some great news. So I would encourage you at this time to be very picky about whether or not you listen to any like outside influence. Take your intuition very seriously. And I don't know if you guys kind of consider your intuition almost like a radio station like I do, but sometimes it really helps to just get rid of the noise so that you can hear a little bit more closely what you're supposed to, which is one of the reasons why I like to post those like nature pics for you guys, because that kind of serenity really helps me. Or like this morning I did some yoga. Do something like that where you can not have to be distracted by the morning news or someone chattering on about their weekend. Oh my gosh. I'm so excited for you, Joanna. Yay! You're amazing. All right. So the other thing is with this stork, there is, I see four different things that are going to be like considered a win for you coming in short succession here. And I feel like it's going to be a little bit surprising because you've kind of been taking, your losses in stride, but you haven't really demonstrated that it's wearing you out a bit. You really do want some good news or something to come in and remind you that, all of this hard work and dedication was worth some kind of, good investment for you, right? Let's go with, we're going to go with the Meta Muse. What else do we have for Capricorn? So we have the Six of Cups, the 10 of Cups, and the 8 of Wands in the reverse. Some of you may have had to leave a hometown or get out of town in order to get some of that tranquility that you needed. Some of you needed to go back to, a place in particular that really helps you feel grounded. Maybe it's a special park or a special bookstore. There's a bookstore that I wish I'd gone to before I left Minneapolis that feels like, it feels like the back of the wardrobe for C.S. Lewis's Narnia Chronicles, but like really there's like a hominess to it because it's larger than it looks from the beginning or from the front. So you just kind of expect it to end and then it keeps going and you're like, oh, this is like a little adventure. Oh, Jimmy, you're so sweet. It's, oh my gosh, now I'm going to forget the name. It's on Hennepin, right after the intersection with Lake. It starts with an M. I think it's Magus. Is it Magus, I think? I have a gift card. That's the saddest part. I was actually used, I think I have like a $20 gift card for there. So I'll be back in the spring. So I'm definitely going to have to hit that up. Oh my gosh, thank you. You guys, I just turned that feature on. You're so sweet. Yes, Jimmy, it's adorable. I'm sure you know how adorable that is. Hello there, Redbeard. How are you doing? And yes, you're absolutely right. The best books are in the back. Often like the antique volumes, things like that. If you ever watched any of those like pawn shop shows, I always loved the really, really old books that they had on there. It's just kind of fascinating. But, oh, you're so nice. So we've got a situation where you're basically reassessing, do I want to stay tied to this community or this situation just based on the memories that I have? Or do I need to move forward? There might be something where you decide, I don't need to have this communication or I don't need to have this connection anymore. I've learned what I needed to from it. And for others of you, or maybe, on the other side of the coin, there are things you feel drawn back to, right? Things that maybe fell by the wayside or places that you haven't seen in a long time that you feel drawn to. So it's like the pendulum and the clock, grandfather clock swinging back the other way. There's a need for something different. And it could be because you feel like wherever you are that isn't serving you has kind of put you in a place where you can't move forward. There is a sense of stagnation here with the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse, but then it comes out with the 10 of Pentacles, you guys. This is quite the interesting pairing. This is like, but wait, there's more. So when you move, when you decide to make those changes that you are capable of making, that's what puts you on the right course for this 10 of Pentacles, which is generational wealth, not having to, double check the bank account before you buy a sofa. There's almost like a slap in the face of, oh, you're poor? Now you're rich. What's it? Like, this is something that happens very quickly. For some of you, you might literally win the lottery. You might get a really nice promotion or a bonus. You might inherit something. Or for others of you, we've got a wedding scene right here. It's much more wedding-ish than any other 10 of Pentacles that I have. So some of you are going to find somebody that you really do care about that is also quite wealthy. And this is, I think, the universe trying to take care of you, right? You guys are so awesome. Oh, Lord. Ah, I love it. You guys, check the hashtags. Before I started recording this, I knew this card was going to come out. So I had strength listed in there. Now, I suppose if you watch this after it's live, that won't mean quite as much for those that are already on the live stream, but there's a reward here for you. You have gone through a lot. You have been tested a lot, and you have had to really consider what opportunities or what connections to pursue. With the Four of Cups, you've had to maybe be a little bit sacrificial. There might be something that is coming back around for another opportunity for you. With the Page of Pentacles or Princess of Pentacles in the reverse, this is another opportunity, something that maybe was a false start or you missed the opportunity initially. And now there's an opportunity for you to reconsider that. This might be more than one thing where you really need to make sure that you're making the right choice for you. Remember, I said there's like four things, four opportunities, for notifications, for people, who knows, but there are, because we have the Four of Cups as well, there are definitely signs here that there's going to be multiple things that should be seen by you as good news. All right, let's continue with the Egyptian tarot. I watched a really cool series last night about the 2018 discovery of the 4,400-year-old tomb that hadn't been touched. And I think it was for Waite, Wayte, I think. It was pretty fascinating. It was on Netflix, but really good stuff. Miss Christina, good morning. How are you? You guys are awesome. And let's walk home. Well, you can't walk home quite yet. You got to enjoy a little bit of tarot first, okay? Ten of Swords in the reverse. This is healing. Somebody is moving past a difficult situation. Remember, we started with the Nine of Swords in the reverse and the Four of Swords. I'll show you again. Some sense of really struggling to make things work or feel like things could be righted if it was difficult. This could be like really struggling with financial matters. But the Ten of Swords in the reverse, this is recovery. Recovery after something has been really challenging. And the Eight of Pentacles is a mastery of a skill or starting to see benefits or return on investment in terms of your career or a connection. I see this more as financially. When you leave something in the past that was no longer serving you, you'll start to see either multiple revenue streams pop up or things will rapidly increase for you. We have the Six of Swords in the reverse. There is a connection or some sort of community that doesn't appear to have a good resolution, which means, there could be people that aren't interested in healing wounds that make it difficult for them to connect in a healthy way. Or this could be a job situation, but it's under the bouquet and the ring. So I feel like this is more about either family connection, close friends, or romantic relationships. And when you realize that there is no way to really make a change in this, that's when the heartbreak starts to turn into healing, right? When you start to let go. You can still love somebody and know that the right thing for both of you is to walk away. It's not that you have to completely pour out the cup and, double check to make sure that every last droplet of love is gone, right? You can take advantage of whatever love is still there to make sure that you're civil or amiable. I think those are both technically a word, but feel free to call me on that. You can be kind even when you're ending a relationship. And that's what that remaining reservoir of love is for, right? So that you don't have to be contentious or angry. But this is somebody who's realizing, I can't stay in this situation anymore. I deserve something better. And you do. Ooh. Three of Wands in the reverse. I like this so much for you, Capricorn. This is under the Ten of Pentacles in the reverse. Now this fox at the Lenormand stage of our reading is looking more and more like just like a good old-fashioned surprise, like a surprise party or a surprise gift. Because this Three of Wands in the reverse tells me you don't see this coming at all. You're not waiting for this. You're not expecting anything like this. We have the Seven of Swords, but it was kind of sideways. This feels to me, especially because, like, look at the little girl's face who's leading this lion. It almost looks like she's kind of hiding or playing a little bit coy. It feels like she's moving in silence or sneaking up on someone with the lion. If you've watched any, National Geographic type shows, you know that when hunting, lionesses can be quite hidden, right? Until they get right up on you. I feel like somebody is like making some kind of fun plan here for you, or just knows that you're the right person for the job and it's going to be, one interview and then we're done. Here's the job, We have the Lovers in the reverse. Someone didn't choose this relationship or this opportunity in the past. And like I said, this is coming back around again. And I feel like now somebody is very certain who they need to choose or what the right course of action is. There's been some sort of increase in your intuition, or perhaps even just willingness to listen to your intuition. Part of this loss or failure that you may have experienced. And remember, whenever I say failure, there's no judgment in my voice when I say that, because I'm a big believer that you have to trip and fall before you can start like learning how to dance and look pretty cool, right? I'm not going to lie, I have yet to fall on my roller skates. But I'm sure I've looked pretty stupid at certain points when I've been trying to avoid it. You had to experience whatever it was that you went through so that when you experience this success or this, abundance, that you know how to see through people. You tap into that intuition and you can protect whatever it is that's coming in for you. And I feel like you may be surprised by what is offered to you, but when it's offered to you, you'll know exactly what you're supposed to do. Because with the Lovers in the reverse and the Tower, this feels to me like there's no choice. Like, of course I'm going to do that. It's like if someone, offered me a free trip to Egypt, well, okay, well, like, do I know you? Okay, yes. Don't offer me a trip to Egypt, but like there's something here about you knowing, well, yeah, that's something like I've always wanted to do, or no, that's something that seems like I should probably, be open to, right? Redbeard, you are hilarious. And Jimmy, you are correct. Yes, you have to have a faith that doesn't waver, and whatever is meant for me will be for me, and whatever is not meant for me will not be for me. And that takes so much burden off your shoulders when you know that you can just kind of sit back and relax, right? Wow. You guys, I mix these two cards up all the time, and here they've come out side by side. We've got the Tower and the Moon. So absolutely, there is something here that's going to surprise you, something that kind of sneaks up on you. And I feel like these two pyramids, being black and white, are giving off the kind of message that it's going to be like night and day for you. Whatever was the previous experience that left you feeling like you needed to recover or you needed some time to yourself, you're now going to feel energized. So I'm looking at this like lightning bolt. And even though it might feel like things are moving a little bit fast, or that things have changed, maybe even fallen apart in some way, you're going to also see that, well, what lies ahead is a complete pyramid instead of one that has been struck by lightning. So you're building a better foundation, something that is, you know, built on wisdom. All right, I feel like I have to use the Masonic cards now because there's definitely an element of foundation changing in your life. Some of the core elements that make up your life that maybe have made it a little bit difficult for you are changing, are shifting, and in your favor. Ace of Gold in the reverse. In the Masonic Tarot, by the way, that would be the Ace of Wands. So this is like a missed opportunity or yeah. You guys, this is a repeating message for you. There's something that you rejected or something that you feel like you missed out on. Some opportunity in work or in love or both. And it is coming back for you, and you're going to be able to, I think, take full advantage. If you had moved forward with this the first time it came around, you might not have appreciated it the way you will now. You might not have been as wise about how to like protect it. But now you're set. Look at he's got the little tools and implements he needs to be able to build a strong foundation. Yeah, so you're finally like tuning in to all of the different resources you have to make better decisions and avoid situations that stress you out. So I don't know, maybe sometime you should like give yourself like a high five or something. I'm so awesome. Seven of Swords in the reverse. Nine of Cups in the reverse. So this situation, I think the one that you're putting in the past involved somebody having to come clean about being greedy or selfish. Somebody was not giving as much as they were taking. And I feel like first you came to that realization and then maybe they admitted it or they, saw reason, but maybe didn't tell you they did. But there was an unequal give and take here. And it's now put you in the point, or I guess the perspective where you can understand, okay, it might have hurt that didn't work out the way that I wanted it to, but I see why it didn't. And, you got to clean out the closet if you want to go buy a whole bunch of new clothes, right? The Hermit. I swear that's in my title, isn't it? You guys, I'm on fire. We have the Hermit here underneath the Three of Wands in the reverse. This to me says you have been doing what you needed to do for you to heal and following your own path. You don't care anymore if it's something that goes against what everyone else is doing. What's a good example? Like, I don't really care to drink anymore. It's like marginally amusing. I like how wine tastes. It pairs nicely with, meat or pasta. But I think people look at me weird and assume all sorts of things about me. But, it's just not really my thing. And then when they see me in a bar and then I have one, they're like all concerned. And I'm like, hey man, it's just every now and then I'll have some, but it's never really been like, I don't know. Some people just don't understand the choices you're making and they're making assumptions about it. Like maybe you're depressed and you're doing something that doesn't really make sense, And that's okay. Not everyone needs to understand the choices that you make in your life. Not everyone needs to, approve of whatever the decisions are. If you're coming from a place of following your own intuition, then that's just how it goes. I kind of delight actually in the the fact that a lot of people are like, what are you doing? But that's not how everyone else does it. Yeah, I know. Because I do it my way. And that's cool. I might learn a lesson here or there, but I'm also not afraid to take chances. And I feel like that's where you're at now. You're like, hey, you know what? I think I'm empowered enough. I think I'm confident enough. I feel like there's been an increase in confidence for you. And I also feel like there's going to be more. Um, there's going to be something that really helps you feel a sense of accomplishment or pride in what you've done and also who you are. Yeah, see, there's somebody here that was trying to kind of sneak around the truth and step in like your way, try to be an obstacle to your path or what you're meant to do. And this is because somebody is, I think, threatened by your conviction or your willingness to live an authentic life. When you don't follow convention or what's expected of you, there are going to be people who feel a little bit threatened by you because they may not have even thought of that. Like, oh, well, that's weird. But it's probably because they're not feeling empowered in their own life. And there's maybe a little bit of concern there, right? Like, well, I don't know, makes me feel like I'm supposed to be doing something. Whereas if everyone else is under that same illusion or still in the matrix, if you will, then it's like you feel good about making the wrong decisions, right? Yes, exactly, Tori. I totally agree. So you may be hearing people, and this is under the Seven of Swords, being a little bit shisty here in terms of telling you that this is not the right way forward, that you might not succeed in this because they don't see it as possible for themselves, but that doesn't mean that you can't do it. We have the Two of Wands in the reverse. So, well, it's two of gold, but it's Two of Wands in the reverse. So with the Lovers in the reverse being clarified here, somebody didn't take enough time to assess a situation in the past. I feel like this is about the opportunity that's coming around again. So you may have had some sense of like almost like regret in terms of, man, I can't believe I didn't take that job. I can't believe I wasn't willing to move for that job or that love opportunity. I think it's more so a job. With the Ten of Mallets, this would be like the Ten of Pentacles coming out. There is a pretty decent chance that somebody already ruined this for you by telling you that this was a weird thing to do or you shouldn't do this. Maybe you want to be famous. Maybe you want to be a rapper. Maybe you want to, I don't know, be an artist. And everyone's like, well, can't you do something that's like predictable or like what everyone else is doing? No, that actually sounds really freaking boring. Why don't we all just be like paper cutouts of the same pattern? How would I do things my way? Maybe I could contribute something. Eh? Like that's your attitude. You're like, I don't have time for that shit anymore. Too old for that. I'm gonna do things my way now. I did the people pleasing in my 20s. Good on that. Eight of Pentacles in the reverse. I feel like you may not necessarily have the skills or the experience that you need for this opportunity yet, but we have the Eight of Pentacles up here as well. So there's going to be, I think, a requirement for you to demonstrate how much you want this. Are you willing to really hone your skills or get better at it, right? But with it being under the moon, I also feel like this is a hidden talent for some of you. Like you haven't figured out that you're a natural at this. I was hesitant to call myself an artist until like a couple of years ago. And even then, it was a little bit dicey. And I had to find the right medium. That could be kind of what's going on for you, right? Like, I know what I'm good at, but I haven't tried this or I haven't done this. Maybe you're musical, but you're playing the wrong instrument or the right one, but it has to lead you to another, right? So have an open mind. I think a lot of you have a hidden skill that you still need to discover. And when you do, invest in it, okay? We're going to go to the Kipper. Isn't this cool, you guys? It's Bumblebee Jasper. I love these things. All right. Expectation in the reverse. You are going to be surprised. And then we have like distant horizons coming out kind of sideways. You may have a job that calls for you to travel or go on tour, right? With the expectation in the reverse, you're going to be a little bit surprised here, but at the same time, I feel like you're okay with pulling up your anchor. Like, I want a little adventure in my life is kind of what I'm getting off of this particular duo. We have high honor and main female in the reverse. For some of you, you're about to meet somebody that I get could be helpful with regards to your career, but isn't necessarily like a love interest here. For others of you, there could be like a family member or a person in the community that helps you with this hidden skill. But I think mostly this message is be open to new friendships that could help you in your journey. Marriage in the reverse. For some of you, you really need to know that there's somebody that needs to stay a professional contact, hands off. That's funny to me. So you may find that you have a really strong friendship with somebody and there's like maybe a little bit of attraction there. And with main female and marriage in the reverse, this is like, no. There's a reason this person's in your life and it's not that. Official person in the reverse. Despair in the reverse and adjudication. So somebody who is pretending to be more important or more wise or more experienced than they are is trying to stand in your way. They may try to do something with actual like legal documentation here, but I think this adjudication may also be just like, one of those exhausting group chats where somebody's trying to prove that you did something that you didn't. There's some element here of someone trying to cause you drama. I don't think it's going to work. This judge is like, really, Susan? Why'd you waste my time with this shit? And toil and labor in the reverse. This feels like, yeah, this isn't going to work, but also someone didn't lay the groundwork for whatever they were trying to pull off here. So this could be somebody that was trying to mess with you. Running into somebody that does actually have some morals here and telling this meddler to like get a life. So somebody here is gonna see what's going on and tell whoever's messing with you to like pound sand, keep moving. Move along, sir. All right, we've got the Everyday Tarot. Art is life, pirate. I agree. Oh no, now you're going to get people talking about whether or not Die Hard is a Christmas movie. I'm pretty sure Bruce Willis said it isn't. Just saying. 3 of Wands in the reverse again. Oh my gosh, you guys, this is crazy. Lots of surprises here for you. Hold on, is there 4 of them now? So we have, no, I think we just have 3. All right. And Justice in the reverse. This is a surprise that is going to change your perspective, make it feel like the scales have been balanced, because look at most times when you see scales being held by people in tarot, I'm going to get it real nice and close for you, that there tends to be an uneven balance on the scales, right? But this is even. And we have death, clarifying the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse. There's an end of bad luck here, a new beginning. This is supposed to be a sunflower, and that makes me think of like the King and Queen of Wands. There's a sense of victory here. So for a lot of you, this could be overcoming a pretty serious obstacle in your life that kind of makes you feel like celebrating. Look at how big that star is. Quite often you'll have, like one that's kind of big and then like maybe 5 or 6 around it that are maybe medium, half the size of that. But this is giant. This is like you are shining. And even we even have some stars in her hair. So you're glowing. Things are gonna be a lot easier for you because you have a change in perspective and mood. So you might notice that it's a lot easier for you to be in a good mood. And that's because a lot of that negativity or toxicity is finally, wafting away. I just wanted to say that word, sorry. We have the 5 of Wands in the reverse. Yeah, exactly. The toxicity is leaving. There's a lack of conflict. The only conflict here I see could be internal conflict, where you're trying to make sure you're doing right by others and not, putting that pendulum a little bit too far in terms of, cutting people off or out of your life, right? We have the 9 of Wands. This is a sense of defending what is yours or making sure whatever is worthy of keeping in your life is protected. There's a guy in an arm sling, but he looks more confident than any other 9 of Wands card we have. So I feel like this is you saying like, yeah, got a few battle scars, but you should have seen the other guy. Yeah, we have the 8 of Cups in the reverse. I just heard they keep coming back for more. And I feel like that's kind of like people who have been trying to test you, people who have been trying to get the best of you. Maybe I kind of get a sense that you've irritated some people who thought that they could get under your skin, and you're just like, nah, I'm too good. Like, comfortable over here in my hammock. I have one right outside the window if you're wondering why I'm referencing that. Like, I just, I don't really want to deal with all of your BS. So, like, you can keep saying whatever you want, but I don't care. I may have already referenced this, and sorry if I did. I had somebody that I had cut off and respectfully said, like, I'm done. Thank you. Try to like instigate a conversation or an argument with me by calling me dumb. No, that's not going to work. You can insult me all day because I know where it's coming from, and you're not going to affect how I feel about myself because I already know you're angry at me. So why would I take any of that seriously? My opinion of myself, my confidence, or my self-worth, that is all up here. This is not something that other people get to negotiate or decide upon. I know what I'm worth, and you calling me dumb is just going to make me laugh because your feeble attempts at ruining my day are really just making me laugh. They do. You're right. Redbeard, you crack me up. Actually, I think we're gonna get a few. Oh no, you guys. This was sitting over there the whole time. I didn't get the entire stack. So the High Priestess just chilling over there by herself is kind of giving me vibes of what you've been doing. Like, I know what's going on and I'm cool over here just doing my own thing. But now I think you're ready to like spread your wings a little bit, right? Oh, that's so funny. Literally talking about no more hermit. Seven of Swords, but you're still kind of moving in silence. I feel like you don't want to draw attention from people that probably want to know what you're up to, and you've decided don't really have access to that information anymore. We have the Six of Swords in the reverse. Yeah, see, somebody was trying to prevent you from being able to move forward. You may have had somebody that was aware that you were about to walk into something pretty great here, and they thought maybe they could, ruin that for you. We have the Eight of Pentacles in the reverse and the Page of Pentacles in the reverse. This was somebody trying to get you to doubt yourself or make you think that whatever goals you had were a little bit too ambitious or a little bit outside of your skill set. Well, they're wrong. I think I quoted Lisa Lopez yesterday, believe in yourself, the rest is up to me and you. That's still going through my head. So don't listen to other people who don't believe in you. I didn't tell a lot of people what I was doing when I started this channel. As I became more comfortable with it, I shared it with more of my friends. If you're watching, hi guys. I think there's something to be said for building a little bit of a foundation and having a little bit of like, yeah, see what I've been working on, to show somebody before you tell too many people, because otherwise you might get a little bit too much of this. Well, I don't think you have the skill set for that. I don't think if that's going to really work for you, you should really invest in any of that. But that's because they don't see what you're good at, and you may not see what you're good at quite yet, but you have to be willing to like open yourself up to these new opportunities, right? You have to be willing to take a chance. Because Nine of Cups, wish fulfillment. I do feel like there's some ability to make a new life for yourself if you believe that you have what it takes. Wow, that was beautiful. Okay, so Nine of Cups, the Star, both of these can mean wish fulfillment. If you blot out all of the other people that want to tell you what you're capable of, you can go very far. You can achieve quite a lot. And it requires you to come from a healed state. So you want to make sure you're protecting your self-worth and your confidence. You saw me just like talking about how much I love myself. That should be you too. You have just as much to love about yourself. And with the Magician, you have all the resources that you need to be able to move forward with whatever this offer is. You just need to be willing to put in the work that is accommodating that opportunity, right? And if you do, then there's a new chapter starting with the World card here. All right, we're going to pull a couple from the Zodiac fortune telling, and then Capricorn, I'm going to call it a day because I'm pretty sure they start throttling my live streams around this time. You are inclined to rule and help people. See, that's what I was talking about, lionesses, right? You've got this strength, but you also are maternal or generous or kind. Do not let talk or jealous persons bother you. I think I talked about that for about 10, 20 minutes. Yep. So you got to be the author of your own self-worth, okay? Learn to really investigate just how awesome you are. Not because you feel like you need to defend that to anybody else, but because it's in your own best interest to know what you're good at and what you should appreciate about yourself. Carry through with your ideas. You will be successful, and beware of a jealous woman. So for many of you, there's a mother, a sister, or a partner, or a friend that is not so keen on your star rising or gaining in brilliance because you're already outshining this person. But you have ideas that are meant to be brought to fruition. So I want you to be very focused on being open to opportunities, listen to those opportunities. And if you feel like you need to develop a skill in order to reach what you need to be able to have for experience on something, have faith in yourself to be able to fake it until you make it, okay? Watch some of my early videos. You'll see what I mean. All right, you guys, I'm gonna call it a day. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. I'll be back in a little bit for the Taurus reading. Bye.